Hi everyone, in this video, I'm going to show you how to connect and use a WS2812 RGB LED strip with the Quantum system. So let's get started. So right here is a small version of the WS2812 RGB LED strip. This one's provided in our component kit, which I'll link in the video description below. As you can see here, there's a couple soldering points you have to add the wires to. So you have the ground, you have the D out, and the D in on this side, then the power, and then another ground. I'll have a link to the documentation on how to set this up in the video description below. However, for this video, we're not going to use this guy. We are going to use this guy. So this is basically the same thing as this little guy. However, I just got this guy off Amazon. It's bigger. It's a lot more fun to play with. So we'll be connecting the Quantum system to this. I'll have a link to the Amazon listing for this as well in the description below. But you can also just search for any type of WS2812 RGB LED strip, and the setup's the same, both for the circuit and for the Quantum system. But anyways, let's get started and connect this to the builder base. So I'm going to bring in my builder base here. On the LED strip here, there are 3 wires. You have a red one, a green one, and a white one. So the red one's for 5-volt power, the green one is for the signal, and then the white one is for ground. And then if you get something similar to this, you'll notice there's 2 additional red and white wires attached to it here. And that's just if you want to add more power to the LED strip to power the entire strip. Sometimes it requires more voltage than 5 volts that's provided on the builder base. But anyways, we're going to just connect these 3 guys and then get started. So the first pin I'm going to add is the ground pin, that white one here, and I'm going to connect that to the ground terminal on the builder base. There we go. And then this green wire here for the signal, just because it's on the same side, I'm going to connect it to the GP6 terminal on the builder base. And then for the red wire here, which is our power, I'm going to connect that to the 5-volt terminal on the builder base. So just like that. So that's pretty much how you wire up the circuit. Let's go ahead and power on our builder base, and then we're going to go to our Q server and do the rest of the setup. So now that we're on our Q server, let's go ahead and pair that builder base, which we attached the LED strip to. So go to the clients tab, go to unpaired, and then under actions for that builder base, we're going to click pair. Once your client's paired, go ahead and click the setup button, and then we're going to give this a name. For this one, I'm just going to name WS2812 location. Just pick a random one. All right, now that our builder base is paired, let's go over to the firmware builder and then create the new firmware file. So go to the firmware tab, click create new. I'm going to name this WS2812 and then click create. Now we're going to add the hardware to the firmware file. For this hardware, it's classified as a smart LED, so we're going to search for the hardware that says LED Smart here. We're going to click that, and then we're going to give it a name. I'm just going to name it LED Strip. Here we go, and then click Add Hardware. And now let's do the configurations. So click that drop-down menu, and then for the driver, we're going to select the WS2812 driver. And for the pin, I'm going to select GP6 because that's what I connected the LED strip signal wire to on the builder base. And for the count here, if you hover over the question mark, I'll tell you what it is as well. But basically, this is where you can input how many LEDs you want to turn on your LED strip. Currently, we only have a value between 1 and 135. You can't exceed that. My LED strip has more than that, but I can only go up to 135, so I'm going to type that in. But if you're using that smaller LED strip that I showed you earlier, or any other type that has a count under 135, you can type in the value for that, or just however many you wish to use. But for this one, I'm going to max out the count at 135 and then click save. And then go over to the actions for that firmware file, click upload. Now we're going to upload that to our WS2812 builder base and click upload. Now while that's uploading, I'm just going to quit out of this real quick. We're going to create the app. It's fairly simple. Go over to the apps tab. We're going to click create new. I'm going to name this LED strip and then click create. Now from here, the first hardware object we want to bring out is that LED Smart one that we added to our firmware file. So go ahead and drag that out. And then now the next one we want to use is a color picker, and that will allow us to pick the color we want to use when we turn on the LED. So go ahead and search for that. There's the color picker. Now I'm just going to drag a line from the color picker to the smart LED hardware object here. And then next I'm going to name this hardware object for mapping purposes later. So I'll just name it LED strip and then click Save Properties. And for the color picker, I'll do the same thing. Just, keep everything organized. It's already labeled color picker as well. So go ahead and click Save Properties. Now that's pretty much it for our application. So let's go ahead and click Save App. Then we're going to go to Return to My Apps. We're going to click the play button. So now we're going to upload that WS2812 builder base, which we paired, that has the LED strip firmware file uploaded to it. So we'll select that and then click Done. Once you do that, go ahead and click Save and Run. Now we're going to go over to our dashboard since we're using a color picker interface object. Go to that app. And now this is your color picker. So we go click Edit, and now we have this color bar here that we can select any color we want. So I'll bring on my LED strip here, just like that. And now I'm going to say I want a little pink color. Select that, click Save. There you go. Now you can see the pink color coming off the RGB LED strip. So now if I go back to Edit, say I want it blue, I'll click Save, and now it turns to blue. And then if I go back to Edit, say I want green, choose green. Here we go for red, and there's red. Now you can't quite tell, but basically this RGB LED strip, each little light here is one count that we created in the firmware file. And if I unspool it enough here, we should see the spool end at the 135 count. So there you go. You can see where it ends. This last one's lit up, this one isn't. And I've counted before, so you can trust me on this, that this is 135 LEDs lit up when this happens. And any count you do will be the same number that you input on the RGB LED strip. So if I did 134, this guy won't be there, and so forth all the way down the line. And that's pretty much how you connect and use the WS2812 RGB LED strip with the Quantum system. Make sure you check out those links in the video description below for more information about this LED strip and how to connect it with the Quantum system. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.